All right, guys, welcome to the weekly ThriveFit team call. And I just realized when I turned, don't mind my dirty massage sheets behind me. It's been a busy day. I had massage clients, and I shot a ton of Beachbody videos, which it's going to take me a while to edit every single piece of them, get them uploaded, all that fun stuff. So we got some good stuff coming. I'm excited. New GSR recordings, that whole 9 yards. Basically simplifying and systemizing everything that we do. So I have no particular set subject for this. I thought it would be fitting that just coming off of Super Saturday was for me yesterday, Super Sunday, if you want to look at it that way. So we had Super Sunday yesterday. We actually had Carl Deichler fly up here to PDX, which was freaking awesome. I've been in this thing for actually next week the 24th is going to be my 7-year mark that I signed up as a coach. And I've seen him at least, I don't even know. I've been to 5 summits. I've seen him talk a few times outside of summits. So I've seen Carl Deichler like 8 to 10 times speak, and every single time it just lights a fire under your butt. So I'm pumped up, ready to go. I also just registered for the men's Dallas leadership retreat event, which is going to be down in Dallas, Texas, coming up in March, I believe, sometime March, April-ish. So that's, for me, one of my new favorite events in the world to go to. And I thought that I had deleted on accident because Evernote, sometimes when you sync stuff, will all of a sudden stuff disappears. So I've had a few issues with disappearing notes in the past. I thought my notes from last year got erased. I just found them a couple days ago. So I went through and read all those, kind of got back in the mindset I was in last year during that event. I just loved it. So I thought I would do some recap on here. We had 8 different speakers were up on stage or something like that. A lot of it just boils down to, the first coach that got up there was Tommy Migrant, and the first thing out of his mouth was "Welcome to the grind." They played that whole "Welcome to the grind" rise video that you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys have all seen that. So Tommy Migrant talks about something that it's stuck in my head ever since then, because especially in the Beachbody world and in business, now that I'm in multiple businesses, you guys all know by now I'm doing pretty big things coming up with Amazon and that whole business model. So now that I'm in both businesses, I can see that they're exactly the same on almost every single level. It's not multi-level marketing. It's not network marketing. It's just my own thing, right? So, but on every other aspect, they're all the same. You go through the same crap that you go through any business, not just Beachbody. And so the cool thing I started thinking about was something that Tommy Migrant talked about, because Tommy is a football coach. So Tommy talks about how there's 11 guys out there on the field, right? And the team has to be trying to run the same play. That's how people win Super Bowls. That's how they win the championships. If you have 11 different people thinking they're playing a different type of play, you're not going to get very far. So I know for me, I automatically start thinking about my customers, my coaches, my team, the whole business in Beachbody. And, there's been several times throughout the last year where I catch us being on different plays. We're all trying to run different ways, different goals, different methods, all that kind of stuff, which, we have different methods to building the business. But as long as we all have a common vision, a common goal to accomplish, that's where we come together as that community, that family. So he talks about how you have to be on track with each other. There has to be open communication. You have to be in there with your team and communicate on a daily basis. That's what the team page is for. That's why you see me in there almost every single day. Some days it's just me by myself talking in there multiple times per day. And that's fine, because I have committed to do this thing with or without anybody. Of course, I would love people to come with me. I always post I'm going to the top of that mountain with or without people, but it's up to you if you want to join me. And I would love to be able to bring as many people with me as I can. So going back to Tommy Migrant, he talks about you have to be on the same play. And he talks about how there's 3 types of athletes. Number 1 is a person who is very talented. They have all the skill in the world. They might be great at making videos. They might be great at writing blog posts. They might have all the skills in the world, but they have no focus. Therefore, they don't get anything done. Person number 2 is somebody who thinks he knows better than everybody, but not open for guidance. In our business, this is called not being coachable. Somebody who comes into the team, and some of us have had customers like this too, right? They think they have all the knowledge in the world, and you always hear, I know, but they're not open for any guidance, right? That means that they're closed-minded and hard-headed, and my word is just plain out stubborn. I don't like working with stubborn people. If somebody comes to me for weight loss advice, or if they come to me for business advice and I give them the advice, they don't do anything with it, I don't want to work with that person, because that's what we're here for as coaches, right? We've all probably worked with at least one customer in the past where it's called an asshole, right? They ask you a question. How do I lose weight? How do I get better at this? And blah, 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 blah. We give them the answer and knowledge that they need, but they don't do anything with it. That's person number two, the person who thinks that they know it all, but they're not open for guidance and they're not willing to change anything. And then you have person number three, which I feel like I connected with this one. And I know that this is probably most Beachbody coaches, is no talent, but stays on course. This is called slow and steady, right? If you guys look back at my old videos, my old blog, when I first started, zero talent. I came from doing massage therapy for a couple of years before Beachbody. That was it. That was my only skill. That was my only knowledge. So when I got into network marketing, I signed up technically as a discount coach when I first started. I didn't understand the concept of network marketing. I didn't understand business. I had never made a video. I did videos of P90X and stuff like that, but I never made videos for business and coaching. I didn't have any skills. I didn't have any of that stuff. But here I am almost 7 years later, and I've stayed on course. So I know for me, that's what I connected with the most. That I feel like that's what most people connect with. So 3 types of people. So, I mean, as long as you're staying on course, doesn't matter how slow you're going, you are going to get there. It's the same thing with weight loss, right? If you need to lose 100 pounds or 50 pounds or 20 pounds, it doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you're staying on course. I did a quote earlier on my Facebook page that I really love, and somebody said it at our Super Saturday yesterday, and it's better to stay consistent with a good plan than it is to start the perfect plan and quit. I feel like that's what most people try to do, both in the business part and in their weight loss with like P90X, et cetera. A lot of people think that they need to have like the perfect setup. They need to have all their ducks in a row before they can execute a plan. But most people who do that, they quit the plan anyways because it's tough. It's better to follow something that may not be perfect, but it's something, and to stay consistent with it until you see or don't see results. If you're doing something over and over and over and you're not seeing results with it after a certain amount of time, switch it up and try something else. Try a different play. Just kind of going down my list here, so it's not going to be very smooth, I can promise you that. It's not about you as a coach, and he's saying this in terms of him coaching his football team, because he coaches youth. It's not about you as a coach. It's what matters is how good you can get your kid to be. So think about that in our terms. It's not about how good of a coach you are. It's not about how interesting you are. It's not about you as a coach. It's about how great you can help someone else become. Another great quote that I love is, you start to build a business when you focus on developing leaders, not followers. People who we all know these coaches, right? There's tons of them on Facebook, a couple bigger names you guys would recognize. I'm not calling anyone out, but there's coaches on Facebook who love to post videos, and there's coaches who love to post all this kind of stuff to seem interesting. They're trying to be the most interesting person in the world because they're going for the likes, they're going for the feedback and all that kind of stuff, because they're trying to fill some type of void or gap in their life. Then you have other coaches on the flip side where you don't see them a whole lot on Facebook and social media and this kind of stuff, but they are extremely massively successful. It's not about you as a coach. It's about how great you can help your customers and your coaches become. When you learn to have that mind, it's a mindset thing. It took me years to figure this crap out. I used to sign up coaches left and right and sign up customers on challenge packs all the time, but then I didn't do anything to really back them up and help them. And I recognized that back in 2000, we just finished up 2015. So 2014 was like a huge learning experience for me. 2013 was the year that I started actually building the business, and I rocked it because I put my focus on my people. 2014, I got lazy and complacent. I got just comfortable with where I was at, so I didn't put as much focus on my team and on my customers as I did before. And then 2015, I got better. 2016, I'm trying to nail this stuff now. It's not about, I know for me, it's not about how great of a person or a coach I am. It's about how great I can help other people become. That is leadership. When we are trying to help develop other leaders, we can give them the tools and the knowledge and the support and the guidance. It's up to the person. Don't waste your time on time wasters. Going down the list here. Ooh, I love this one. Your job as a coach is to help someone do better than they would do on their own. I'll say that one again. Your job as a coach is to help someone do better than they would do on their own. And I know most of us can relate with that, because I know for me, if I workout wise, if I have to work out with no accountability, so it's just me in my garage, I skip workouts. I half-ass the workouts when I do them. And very rarely do I ever fully give everything I have. But if I have, for example, my buddy Chris, who lives across the street, we've been workout partners for 2 years now. When I know that Chris is showing up at 8 a.m. and we're going to work out, I'm up ready to rock. And I give that workout everything I have, because I know he's my accountability and I'm his. So if you need accountability, reach out to somebody on the team. Reach out to me. I am here. I post almost weekly now asking you guys, how can I help you? Because I truly do want to help others the way that I was helped when I first started. Because developing a strong mindset, it does not come easy, and it does not come quick. It comes with time and practice and showing up. Let's see. Not every team has the same offense. Choose a play and run it. Love that one, because again, like I said, now that I'm diving into the Amazon business full time along with Beachbody full time, I'm pairing both of them up, both getting my focus. I've definitely learned in both of them that there's not one play that works the best. You need to find the one that works best for you. For some people, it's videos. Other people, it's blogging. Other people, it's face-to-face meetings in like Starbucks and coffee shops. Other people have other methods. This is welcome to network marketing. You have to find what works for you, and you have to find a way to make it systemized, which means that you need to be able to duplicate it every single month. Because if you find a killer way to sign up 100 coaches one month, and then that's it, you never created a system or a way to duplicate it, you're only going to have 1 month of success. You need to find something you can do over and over and over. And that's why I love challenge groups. Not in the aspect of how you guys, I took a step back from challenge groups lately, but challenge groups work in the sense that it gives you a system to follow every single month. You need to tweak them and make them yours, because there's 1,000 ways to run challenge groups. I've run almost every way there is to run one. I have failed most, but the ones that I had were successful. We had amazing things come out of that. We had coaches sign up. We had customers lose amazing amounts of body fat, gain muscle, all that kind of stuff. Find what works for you. The biggest thing that I think Tommy had mentioned inside of his little speech was thinking to success. So, right, we all think about these goals. We all think about and talk the talk. Thinking to success, actually doing it, is bridged by belief. I've touched on that one many times before, because self-belief is a huge killer in what we do. Because a lot of people sign up as a coach and think, oh yeah, I'm going to build a business, I'm going to make money and help people. None of that shit happens if up here is not right first. Until you believe in yourself, nothing else comes. I mean, you look at, if you guys are following the new show with Shanti, who's the host, My Diet is Better Than Yours, there's this one scene where the trainer and her client, they're in competition with each other. So the client had mentioned to her trainer, they're in her kitchen. The client had mentioned to the trainer, she said, yeah, we're going to win. And you see what I did there? She did that exact same thing. Every single time she said, we're going to win, she looked away. And that's a true sign in body language that she doesn't believe in herself. And her trainer called her out and said, no, 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 you don't believe in yourself. And she said, yeah, I do. Looked away again. Even though we may talk to ourselves superficially and say, oh yeah, I want to achieve this goal and I believe I can do it, cut the bullshit. That's what I've learned to do the last couple weeks is when I made out my big goal list, I cut the bullshit and I really asked myself, do I see myself already living this goal like it's already true? The ones that I did not have any belief in, they were taken off my list. And I cut them, some of them I cut them in half, some of them I cut them down more, and then I put it back up and I asked myself, do I believe I can achieve this year? And the ones that I'm like, hell yes, I believe that. Those are the ones that stay. Those are the ones I'm working on and grinding towards. I'll tell you guys off the side notes here. I've been putting in 12 to 14 hour days the last 4 weeks. Before January even started, I've been putting in the grind. And that only happened because I started this whole Amazon business as a side hobby. And then all of a sudden I realized Amazon has great potential if you know how to work that business. Beachbody has great potential if you know how to work that business. So this year, 2016, I told myself, I'm putting focus on both of them and I'm turning these things into freaking powerhouses. I know a lot of you are waiting for the big announcement, right? Which I'm not making public yet because of certain reasons, which I'll share in a minute. But the big announcement is unofficially, it's not 100% yet, but unofficially, Trista is going to be quitting her job and she's going to be working here at home full-time, helping me out. I was looking at getting more full-time with Amazon because that started generating some really good income. I'm back on the Beachbody train, so this is starting to create more income. And I looked at the fact that I can't do both of these alone. So I was going to hire a team to help me locally. I was going to hire 2 or 3 people to help me do my Amazon shipments and box and label and print and all that kind of stuff. And I was going to hire an assistant to help me with my Beachbody stuff and social media page. So I'm looking at how much I'm going to pay these assistants. And it was going to be the equivalent to what Trista makes at her job right now. And so I thought, okay, if Trista's making a paycheck, it comes into the bank and then it goes straight to these other people. Why don't we cut those other people out, cut the check out, and just bring Trista home? She's in a toxic job that she hates. You guys have all been there. Some of you are still there now. So that's a big announcement. She's unofficially going to be quitting her job in probably the end of February, first couple of weeks of March, somewhere in that region. And we're going full time with this thing. I get to put 100% more attention on Beachbody. I get to hire, Trista's going to come home, but I'm still hiring 1 or 2 people to help me out with the Amazon stuff. And we get to build this little dream of ours because we both dreamed of both of us being at home. Because even though I've had the luxury of working at home the last 2 years, it's not been all fun and games because every single morning I still wake up and Trista has to go to work 3-4 days a week. She has to leave our son 3-4 days a week. She comes home in tears because she had a shitty day at her job. We've gotten sick and tired of that. We've hit rock bottom with it. Done. So we found a way to get out. That's why you guys have seen me posting a lot about the grind and late nights. I thought in the past that I knew how to work. I thought in the past I was hustling. I wasn't. My why is so damn strong now that I understand the word hustle on a whole new level. I'm busting my ass, waking up at 5:30 in the morning to get my personal development done. And from there, I'm starting my workday at 7, and I don't stop until 11, almost every single night, bare minimum like 10 o'clock, 11, sometimes up until 2 a.m. Because I am putting more effort into Beachbody and Amazon than I have ever put in anything in my life. Because this is my dream. I believe in myself, finally, truly believe in myself. And I'm going to make this thing work. It's going to happen. And by cutting that final string that Trista has to a secure paycheck, you bet your ass that's a motivator right there. I do not want either of us to ever have to go back to work for somebody else. We work for ourselves now. We get that time freedom, but it's not going to be easy. We fully understand that going into this thing. It's going to be the hardest thing we have ever done because our security is now gone. Our income, our dreams, our beliefs are direct reflection of right here. It all comes down to the belief. So that's kind of our big news, our big announcement. Yeah, it's all fun and games to say, but I'm not celebrating one bit. I have gas pedal down to the flipping ground right now, and I am not letting up. That is the focused intensity that I gave when I first built Beachbody. Somewhere along the lines the last 2 years, I lost that, but I have it back now. Pedal to the friggin' metal intensity. That is what it takes to achieve whatever you put down on your 2016 goals. You need to ask yourself, am I willing to focus on intensity with it? Am I willing to put in the 12-hour days, the 14-hour days, the late nights, the sacrifices, no weekends, no going out? Am I willing to do that? And if you're willing to put in that level of intensity, 6 months from now, a year from now, you get to quit your job. You get to be at home. You get to retire your spouse. You get to pay off your debt. You get to actually have a savings account. These are things that we've never been able to do before until recently. Life is easy to just wake up and go to a job that you hate, clock in, clock out, go home, pig out on crappy food, stay up late, go to bed and repeat. That's easy. You know what's hard? Is doing that plus building a business. That sucks. That's hard. But by doing what's hard now, you get to do what's easy later. If you do what's easy now and you be lazy now, guess what? Life is going to be flipping hard later on. You're going to be struggling with debt. You're going to be struggling with going to a crappy job still, all that stuff. It comes down to the belief more than anything. If you wrote down those goals, guys, that I talked about, I mean, we did that 2 calls ago, I believe, where I said call of action. You guys write down your 2016 goals and post them in the group. Nobody did. I did. Again, I'm going to the top of that mountain. If you're coming with me, awesome. I want to work with you side by side every single step of the way. But it's up to you to meet me halfway. So if I give you tasks to do, it's not because I want to be a boss. It's because these are tasks that I'm doing. I'm putting in the grind every single day doing this stuff. So I want to share with you guys, here's something you can do that will help you focus. It's up to you to actually do the work. Focused intensity. There's one call of action out of this call. Number one, or two call of actions. Number one, if you have not written down your goals for 2016, I can promise you, if you do not get that done now, you are going to miss out on the entire year. Because most people will love to talk about how they want to improve their life. But if I were to track their last 6 to 8 months or a year, they probably said the same thing a year ago. And based on their activities and their work over the last year, I call bullshit. You don't want it bad enough. Task number one, write down your goals. What are those big things that you are going to chase down this year? With every breath you have, you need to give that focus intensity. And number two, create what your 2 words are. What are your 2 words for this year? The 2 words that when things get hard and you don't feel like doing it, you can reflect on these 2 words and it will inspire you to get back up. For me, I've already said them throughout this whole call. Focused intensity. The days I'm tired, the days that 5:30 alarm goes off and I don't feel like reading, those are the days I just sit there and reflect. Focused intensity. I look at my goals, I reflect, and I get my ass up. I do the work anyways. This has been Coach Chaz. Love you guys. Peace out, crew. I'll see you later.